Good afternoon. My name is John Marceno, and I'm the president and CEO of Advance My Inheritance. And I'm glad that you found our website page, and I'm thrilled to be able to have our company potentially help you get an estate advance. So on this particular website page, well, it was designed for you. It was designed with the thought process in mind of helping you, one, navigate the probate process, much more easily. It was also designed to give you information that maybe you just, you don't have. Let's face it, hopefully you only find yourself as an heir, or you only find yourself in the probate process, once in a lifetime. My wish for you was that you never found yourself in that, because that meant or means that you've lost a loved one. But if you have found yourself, and obviously you are visiting this, particular page because you're interested in getting an estate advance, well, I wanted to just make sure that we provided a lot more information so that you can make that decision an easier one. So we're going to cover things, on this page, like, well, we're going to give you a few terms, right? Terminology or definitions. And so, as you find yourself in this probate process, you're probably finding, things about it that you just don't understand, or words that, your lawyer is using, or the court is using, that, or maybe the first time you're ever hearing of these type of words, like letters of petition, letters of administration, referee, could be final accounting or final distribution. So all of these, sort of terms you can find as you're reading through this, couple of pages. You'll be able to find the definitions and get a lot more comfortable with the actual probate process, or at least what they're talking about. I'm also going to cover, or we're going to cover, I should say, what the difference, the difference of what a loan versus an advance is. So one of the other things that we're going to cover is what's the difference between an advance, an estate advance, and a loan. Estate advances, they have a lot of different names that I've heard attorneys or realtors or, executors use. Some of them call it a probate advance. Some of them call it an inheritance advance or estate advance. They're all kind of interchangeable. They all mean the same thing. But what they don't mean is loan. They're completely different. Advances versus loans are completely different. And as you read through, you'll see what the differences are between, an advance and a traditional bank loan. And, versus a traditional bank loan, we have lots of advantages that I think you'll really appreciate when you go through our process. First, our process is really simple. Most times we get people funded in, 1 to 2 days. We're not relying on a credit score. We're not relying on your job history. There's no monthly payment. There's no recourse, which means, it's a non-recourse event, meaning that if something happens beyond your control and, the estate can't pay back your advance, well, unlike a bank loan, a traditional one, we don't, you're not personally liable for it. And so there's lots of different, sort of advantages with getting an estate advance versus a loan. We're also going to further talk about, well, why has it come to this? Why is it taking the courts so long in order to get through the probate process? Why does it take so long to go from, the beginning of the process to final distribution? And, why is it taking 18 to 24 months or longer? And so, we're going to kind of walk through some of the reasoning behind that, and why you're seeing, these courts being clogged up and overflowing with cases. So, you're going to get a sense of why that's happening. On top of that, you're going to see what all the benefits are of getting an estate advance. There's so many benefits, whether you need it to, pay bills that, have just crept up on you, and now, you just really need to take care of them. Or maybe there's an opportunity in the marketplace that you just can't wait, 18 to 24 months to get your money to take advantage of. Or, maybe you need to move and you need moving expenses. There's just so many reasons why you may need your money now, as opposed to waiting, 12, 18, or 24 months or even longer. And so, we're going to kind of cover each one of those benefits, and, it's up to you. It's your money. You get to use it how you want. And then finally, we're going to cover a particular case. And I wanted to give you an insight of, a customer, maybe just like you, that we were able to help. It's actually three sisters that went through, just an unfortunate ordeal and really needed our help. And, our estate advance really helped them, get things back in order, probate the estate properly, and have peace of mind. And so, please take your time, read through all of the information, and in the end, please give us a call. We do this because at the end of the day, we want to make a difference. And so, give us a call, go through our website. We're there to help you anytime. Again, my name is John Marsano. We're delighted that you found this website page and delighted that you are thinking of us as a potential, company to help you with getting an estate advance. We wish you luck. We wish you well. Please give us a call. Thank you.